Hello and welcome back to Freaky Game Friday! So, today we are playing the first horror game I ever played, Slender the Pages. Now, I didn't get far, to admit, I was bad at the game, and it really freaked me out. It's like years and years ago. But, hope we can do better this time. Let's jump right into it, hold on. Okay, we're back. Let's jump right in. Parsec Productions. Presents? Yeah, presents. Presents. Slender. The 8 pages. Boom, 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 boom. Crap. Oh, I forgot how harrowing this was. Hold on, folks. We're back, folks, to see to minus what was behind my window. Why am I here? Oh, why am I in this first? Maybe that was a bad idea. I can zoom, can I? Why would I want to do that? Why does the flashlight do that? When I run, why is this badly designed? What was that? I don't know, I don't care, what was that? Okay. I've forgotten how to play this game. I don't like this. We're 2.5 minutes in and I'm already freaking out. Grip yourself, Holborn. Don't like this. This is creepy. Stop it. Can barely take a step. Come on. We're not going to complete this game, we're only going to go so far. Do I want to pick this up? Do I want to? Not really. I guess I have to. Here we go. Oh no. Turn that volume down. Oh, it's really loud. Turn it down. Forward. Just go forward. This is a method. Because Slenderman only kills you if you look at him. Right. So, zoom right in on the ground. This is a method. There we go. Lag. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. I'm okay. Don't like it. Who's drilling for oil? That! Whoever you are, stop drilling for my oil. The Americans are coming! Just walking. Ooh, tree. Nice. Nice. Trees. I haven't determined any structures. Just trees for days. You've got all the trees you could ever want in this wood. I can't wait till deforestation comes and takes this forest from the Slender Man. Okay. So, new question I've never heard asked. What is that sound? Why is there a thumping noise when Slender Man's coming after you? Not like that's his footsteps. Can't be, it's not that big. It's big, but he's not that big. So, I've got some theories on the matter. What if that's Slender Man coughing? Because he can't breathe through the mask that he's wearing, of course. Or he's coughing because he has no face or nose to breathe through, you know? And that's him coughing through his gullet. Maybe. Why would that be his footsteps? And why does he interfere with... Why does he make my screen go staticky? To my knowledge, I'm not carrying a camera. To my extensive knowledge, I'm not carrying such a piece of equipment. You know. That was a bad idea. One. Do you know something, folks? I'm not keen on scary games if you haven't noticed. Okay, this is a random tree. The biggest threat to my health here is these wolves I keep hearing. Slendy is a man, right? Called Slender Man for a reason. So, take out his knees. Given I'm supposed to be a child, aren't I? So, what you're saying is Slender Man is a man in a white mask and suit who steals children in the woods? Or he's not a famous Hollywood actor or slash actress. Because he's called Slenderman doesn't mean consider gender. Totally. I don't know where I'm going. I'm okay. Don't ever need to turn around the game. Just never turn around the game, Darren. It's fine. Okay. 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 Everything's okay. That almost killed me. Luckily, I didn't look at him though. He's right behind me, isn't he? I was just gonna veer off my linear trajectory of perimeter. Stick to the fence. Not fence. This way, look this way. No, one of these times it's gonna move. Not just a tree I'm gonna walk into, it'll be Slenderman. To my knowledge, I've looked at him to keep from kill you. So at one of these points, I'm just gonna be walking along, dum-de-dum-de-dum, running to what I think is a tree. And then suddenly, no, that's your main antagonist. Yeah, probably. God. Another thing, how does Slenderman know where you are? He's got no head features. To my knowledge. Doesn't have ears. Doesn't have eyes. Doesn't have a nose. Can't exactly smell you. Or see you. Or hear you. So, that begs the question. How does he know where we are? How does he even know who we are or if we're a child? How does he eat? Okay. Okay then. We'll be back, folks. Okay. We're back. I said we're back. Okay. So for those of you that aren't aware, well, I'm just gonna read this out. The Slenderman, also known as Slenderman, is a fictional supernatural character that originated as a creepypasta internet meme created by Something Awful forums user Eric Knudsen, also known as Victor Surge, in 2009. He is depicted as a thin, unnaturally tall humanoid with a featureless head and face wearing a black suit. Stories of the Slenderman commonly feature him stalking, abducting, or traumatizing people, particularly children. The Slenderman is not confined to a single narrative but appears in many disparate works of fiction, typically composed online. Fiction relating to Slenderman encompasses many media, including literature, art, and video series such as Marble Hornets, where he is known as the Operator. Outside of online fiction, the Slenderman became an internet icon that became an internet icon and has influenced popular culture, having been referenced to in the video game Minecraft with the Enderman character, and generates video games of his own, such as Slender the 8 Pages and Slender the Arrival. He has also appeared in a film adaptation of Marble Hornets, where he was portrayed by Doug Jones, and an eponymous film. How do you pronounce that? Right, where he was portrayed by Javier Botet. Beginning in 2014, a moral panic occurred over Slenderman after readers of his fiction were connected to several violent acts, particularly a near-fatal stabbing of a 12-year-old girl in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Okay. Gonna go for a... Okay. We'll be back. My friend Anna called me and asked if I could take over a babysitting job for her. Anna had the lead in the school play, and she had to go to dress rehearsal. I can't babysit, she moaned into the phone. They'll give away my part if I skip rehearsal. Anna and I both knew that the theatre teacher, Mr. Olson, wouldn't actually give her part to someone else if she missed rehearsal. Anna was overly dramatic about everything. Her dream was to go to a nearby college that she was well known for its TV radio program. The college had its own TV station, and Anna was convinced that if she could get a part in one of them, she'd be discovered by a big Hollywood agent. I had never met the family that Anna was supposed to babysit for, but I agreed to take the job. You owe me big time, I told her as she gave me the name, address, and phone number. The Callahans were new in town. They had a formal event to go to, and they needed someone to watch their 7-year-old daughter, Emma, for a few hours. They were willing to pay me $50, and they promised to be home before midnight. Emma was a sweet little girl. She had curly blonde hair and big blue eyes. She was just learning to read, and after her parents left for the night, we settled in on the couch with a Junie B. Jones book. Emma was very adamant that I not help her in any way. Mommy says I have to sound it out, she said in a matter-of-factly. After finishing the book, I put Emma to bed and I went back downstairs to watch TV. I found a nature documentary about meerkats. Hey, it was either meerkats or Kardashians, and started to watch. I was only about 15 minutes in when the TV suddenly lost its signal. The screen filled with white static. I was flipping confusedly through the channels when Emma came into the room, dragging along her blanket. There's a monster outside my room, she said in a small, shaky voice. Her face was pale and I noticed that she was shivering. I turned and glanced out the window behind me. The waning moon was half hidden by clouds, but it was still light enough for me to see the backyard. Callahan's backyard was large and bordered on a thickly wooded area. A knee-high stone fence separated the yard from the woods. There was a small plastic playhouse in the center of the yard. Something was standing next to it. It stood on 2 legs like a person. It seemed too tall and gangly. Its legs were abnormally long. I didn't get a good look at it. It turned and darted into the woods, stepping over the fence as if it even wasn't there. I didn't want to believe that I'd seen it. Heck, if Emma hadn't started screaming, I think I would have been able to convince myself that I just imagined it. I grabbed Emma, pulling her closer into me and trying to shut her. My mind was racing, but I knew one thing. I needed to call the police. The TV suddenly flipped back on. The screen showed Emma's empty bedroom, as if it was a camera had been set up outside a closed bedroom window. A low, gravelly voice spoke. We The voice was soft and raspy, as if whoever was speaking was trying to whisper and shout at the same time. I jerked away from the television, scooping Emma up into my arms as I did so. She was screaming again, burying her face into my shoulder. I remembered seeing a landline in the den, so I ran into the next room. I picked up the phone, but I didn't hear anything. Whatever was messing with me had somehow cut phone lines. Emma clung to me, pressing her face into my leg and screamed hysterically. Somehow, above Emma's shrill wails, I heard a faint tapping sound come from behind me. I turned. The thing from the backyard was standing right outside the window. It had stooped down and was peering through the window. Well, I think it was peering in. It didn't have a face. It was a blank, greenish-grey concave, as if its face had been removed out with an ice cream scoop. It was completely smooth and featureless. I didn't pick Emma up this time. I grabbed her wrist instead. With my free hand, I grabbed a poker from alongside the fireplace. I ran, throwing Emma along behind me. I had to find a safe space to hide Emma, and placed out windows so that the thing in the yard could look through. We wound up back in the living room. I opened the closet door. The closet held neatly labelled boxes containing toys and stuffed animals, with just enough space for a frightened little girl to stand in the back. I pushed Emma into the closet. You have to be brave, I told her. You have to stay in here and be very quiet and very brave. I didn't really have any sort of plan. I could hear something scraping against the side of the house. The thing in the yard was scratching at the house, clawing at the siding. My mind was racing a mile a minute. I couldn't seem to hang on to a solid thought. Are you freaked out? Stammered Emma. It's gonna be okay, I told her. Stay here and be very quiet. I think she was about to say more, but I shut the closet door. I turned to the sliding glass door that led along to the backyard. The thing was walking away from the window. It was coming towards me. It lumbered along slowly, moving in sharp, jerky movements. Its arms swung by its sides. It looked absurdly short in comparison to its legs. Without thinking, I opened up the sliding glass door. The thing stopped, tilting its head at me quizzically. It was as if it hadn't expected me to come out from the house. I ran toward it, swinging the fireplace poker as hard as I could. There was a thick crunching sound as the poker collided with the thing's legs. Its legs buckled immediately, snapping backwards. The thing toppled, shrieking and squealing as it fell. Landed hard on what I guessed was its rear end. Flailed its arms at me, but I swung the poker again. I felt it collide with the spot where the thing's face should have been. The thing stopped screaming and toppled backwards, slumping onto the ground. The backyard suddenly filled with light. My heart was pounding and adrenaline flooded my body. For a brief moment, I thought the sun had come up. I stumbled back, blinking. I dropped the poker without fully realizing it. People were pouring out of the woods, shouting and screaming at me. My legs gave out, and next thing I know, I was sitting on the ground. A woman wearing jeans and a t-shirt was screaming at me. She had a set of chunky yellow headphones dangling around her neck and what looked like to be a handheld radio clipped to her belt. At first, I thought it was a Walkman. She was waving her arms and shouting, even though I could hear her perfectly. I couldn't seem to understand her. What have you done? She screamed. It's a show! It's a show, you idiot! Someone pulled the yelling woman away from me. I looked around. The backyard was full of people. People were holding cameras and boom mics. Anna was there. She was crying. Great. Heaving sobs racked her body. I remember thinking that she should have been at play practice. A man offered me his hand and pulled me to my feet. The man explained to me that a bunch of seniors at a local college were filming a TV show for their final project. It was a prank show, like one of those sci-fi channels that used to air years ago. Someone would call in and suggest a scary prank to play on a friend or family member. The prank would be videotaped and the whole thing would be broadcast on the TV show. They actually filmed a few episodes already. One showed a boy peeing his pants while a creepy-looking clown popped out of his locker, and another showed a girl screaming as a masked man with a rubber machete chased her out of a parking garage. Anna called in and pitched a prank to play on me. She would send me on a phony babysitting gig, and then a guy dressed like Slender would terrorize me. Emma and the Callahans were all actors, and had thought that she could impress the students, and that they'd let her have a small recurring role in the show. The man attacked with the poker was named Jude Plaskett. He'd been walking on stilts. My first blow had broken the stilts, but left him basically unharmed. The second blow put him in a coma. He didn't wake up. There was some talk of filing charges against me. Luckily, that never happened. I had been terrified out of my mind and been convinced that a monster was about to kill both myself and the child I was supposedly babysitting. Jude's family wound up suing the college and classmates. This happened a little over a week ago. Anna still won't talk to me. She's furious that I ruined her shot at TV fame. I'm pretty mad that she set me up for such an awful prank in the first place. I can't sleep at night. I keep thinking about the horrendous crunching sound that the poker made while it collided with Jude's face. And lately I keep thinking that there's something in my backyard. I keep waking up to the sound of bushes and trees rustling. When I go to the window, I don't see anything. Though I keep expecting to see. I don't really want to. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a story by At Least I'm Genre Savvy on Reddit. Okay, I'm gonna leave this episode here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button down in the description below. Not description below, what am I saying? Okay, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave us a like below. If you want more content from our channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you don't want to miss every time we upload, ding that little bell next to the subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you join me next time. Bye!